So what can companies do to reduce the embodied carbon in their products?
Yeah, the first step in reducing embodied carbon is to understand it. So what we recommend is doing a life cycle assessment and understanding the cradle through gate. I guess that's what we'll call it, where you're understanding all the raw materials, the manufacturing operations, the transportation steps in there. And then once you understand all of that, then you can start to look at different opportunities to make some changes in the product. So let's say that you identify that the raw materials are the biggest impact for global warming potential or embodied carbon. You can then try to think of a way, can we actually use less materials or alternate materials? Can we source from maybe a supplier that's closer, right? Because
Mhm.
think about it, a lot of materials are coming from other countries like China, and there's a huge amount of shipping required to do that. And then oftentimes what we find is, like, let's say that somebody's making something out of steel and they get their steel from China. In China, when they're making the steel, their predominant method there would be using maybe electricity that's generated from burning coal. So right off the bat, the steel already has a high carbon footprint because it's made with coal produced electricity. And then they got to ship it really far to get it to, say, the US.
Mhm.
So understanding all that is a great thing to do. And then you can start to also look at reducing or eliminating packaging or using alternate materials for packaging in the product. You could be thinking about closing the loop, getting the materials back. There's different things like that. You could be looking at improving your manufacturing operation, where you're going to reduce the energy in your actual manufacturing. Oftentimes we come in and we do these things called sustainable operations assessments, where we're going to look at helping a company reduce electricity and fuels consumption in their manufacturing that would directly relate to that. Or another big source of greenhouse gases in manufacturing, depending on what the product is, could be refrigerants from air conditioning units, or if it's a food producer, in, like, the refrigerators and freezers that they store products. Same thing with pharmaceutical companies, use a lot of refrigeration. So different things like that you would assess to try to reduce those. Another one would be reducing scrap, and then definitely thinking about um, you know, understanding that all the different opportunities and diving in to figure out what is the best method for you as a company.